Down. 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 Hi everybody. I'm doing this video in response to some questions that Evan has sent in to me, so that you understand the reasons why he's asking these questions. I'm just going to explain a little bit of how I know Evan and why he's asked these questions. So I've been training Evan for the last few years now, both in the UK and in Teen in the Mountains. And he's asked me a couple of questions specifically about my kind of teaching styles. What he's correctly pointed out is that I tend to not really use drills very often, and generally mould people's performances whilst free skiing as opposed to a drill to achieve it. And he's wondering why I maybe have done that and whether I've developed over time to do that specific reason, and what the specific reason is for that. So what I've found in the past is that initially when I was using drills in the past, I found that the client would be more focused on the drill itself rather than the result of the drill. So I changed my focus more to what the ski is doing on the snow. So an example of that could be the person is working on carving, trying to feel the sensation of what that feels like on the snow. So you feel the skis are on the edge, you feel the skis accelerating, feel like you're on rails, as opposed to when you're skidding, you're traveling sideways. So reinforcing the sensations rather than using a drill to do that. Once they can do that, it gives them a better feel so they can develop outside of the training time with me. This leads on to the next question that Evan has asked, or point that he's made, and he said that I tend to not really focus on upper body movements and positions. Now the reason for that is very similar to this last reason. Is what I found is if someone is focused a lot on what the upper body is doing, they forget what is going on with the legs. So a good example of that is you're watching someone ski down and they're tilted the ski on the edge, but the outside ski is breaking away. What you'll also notice is the upper body is leaning inside the turn. Now the reason that upper body is leaning inside the turn is because they're standing on the inside ski. So the way I correct that, rather than saying get your upper body over your outside ski, is I encourage them to go on more of an edge and stand on the outside foot. What happens is the upper body then corrects it. So working from the feet up rather than the body down. So essentially what I find is that builds a much better understanding for the client so they can develop more in the long term and more effectively when they're not with you. I hope that answers all of your questions, Evan, and that you found the video interesting. Cheers.